Hi everybody, I am Sailor Solitaire. Welcome to your mid-August 2017 general tarot reading. I hope that you're all doing fabulously and that these eclipses are helping you heal and grow as much as possible. If you haven't already watched your August 2017 reading, then be sure to check that out as well. And be sure to check out your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever sign resonates with you, so that you get a more comprehensive idea of what's in store for you for the rest of the month. So, now let's get right to your reading. Hello Libras, welcome to your reading. I hope that you're all doing quite well. Can't believe it's almost Libra season. Almost. This is wild, 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 wild. Special announcement for those of you who are interested in love readings. I will be posting weekly love readings within this month, so keep a lookout for those if you guys are interested in your love life. But, of course, this is a general reading, so let's get right to it, Libras. This is for the rest of August. Alright, so your first card, which is giving the overall energies, overall feel for this month. For the rest of this month, we have Justice in the reverse. Okay, so, Libras. I do feel like you had this card at the beginning of the month, and this is major arcana energy, so this is not going away anytime soon. Justice card. Right off the bat, this is heavy, so I do feel like for the rest of the month, it's going to not be like, a dreadful time, but it's going to be definitely, there's going to be kind of that cloud overhead, kind of like that shadow over you that's going to be there kind of in the background. So you're not going to fully be, all sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be a bit of a serious tone for the rest of the month. And when this Justice card comes up like this reverse, you want to be asking yourself the question of, am I being honest with myself? Am I living up to my own expectations and to my own standards, or am I lowering them for whatever reason? For some of you, maybe it's just because you guys are scared. Maybe you guys are trying to, make yourselves into something that you feel like your partner or your, love interest, your potential partner wants you to be. And so I feel like some of you are being not 100% honest with who you are and with yourself. Whatever it is, I feel like, there's something that you guys are not wanting to admit and that you guys are kind of pushing down. And it's really strange because I do feel like you guys know that you guys are, denying this to yourself. You guys are refusing to believe it. But, like, you already know it, so it's like you're just delaying the inevitable. You're lying to yourself. And I feel like that's like the worst thing that anyone, especially a Libra, can do, because you guys are all about fairness. You guys are all about being diplomatic, and I feel like it's really eating you guys up inside, because you know that you want to be 100% a good person, but I don't know what it is about this little secret of yours, or this little hidden insecurity or something, that you guys are finding it really hard for you to admit and hard for you to accept. For some of you, this could just be like you guys are not putting in the work that you know that you should be, or you guys are afraid to kind of take that leap of faith, and you guys are kind of just staying where you are. You guys are not making movements. You guys are like, kind of willfully being ignorant to a situation. You guys are keeping yourselves in the dark. So let's see what the next card is. Let's try to get some help from the rest of the spread here. The next card is something that you Libras may be missing, something that you should be aware of. Judgment. Okay, another major arcana card. Two very heavy cards. Again, I don't want to scare you guys, but I feel like you guys watch this because you guys want a little heads up on what's to come, right? So I feel like this shouldn't surprise any of you. This is nothing new. Judgment, when it comes reverse, is more of a warning. This is, especially with the Justice card here, this is, saying that if you don't be honest with yourself, and if you don't stop playing games and stop, running around in circles, beating around the bush, you're going to eventually find yourself in a situation that, you can't turn around, and it's going to be, excuse me, and it's going to be a shame, because it's like you see it coming, it's almost like I can't even think of a good example, but it's like you have a tray of food that you just made, and you put it like right at the edge of the counter, and as you're putting it down, you're like, oh, I know this is gonna fall, but you just put it there anyways, and you don't care to move it, and then 5 minutes later it falls, and you're like, ugh, and it's just, it sucks, and you guys could have totally avoided this mess, but I don't know why. There's just something that doesn't click, or you guys are lacking a bit of that, that inner oomph, that inner spark, that inner passion inside of you. It's like your flame is kind of like being dimmed down. It's being kind of suppressed for whatever reason. And I feel like I feel like there's a definite fear of something. And, it's almost like you guys are accepting defeat before even, trying, because it's easier than to actually try and then to, get hurt. If you feel like if you actually try, you're going to be rejected, and then, at least if you how the story goes, it's like if you don't actually try, then you can't really get rejected. But I feel like it's not fair for you and to the world if you, just cut yourself short or sell yourself short like that. I do feel like life is too short, and that, if you want to do something, just do it. If you want to, be a happier person and not be afraid and not have to go to bed, with all these worries and all these regrets and all this remorse. You want to live a more fulfilling life. Don't just talk about it. Don't just read about it, and don't just, wish and daydream about it. Do it. You have all the time, at your disposal right now. You have all the resources, I feel like, and you need to stop wasting time. Time is running out before you dig yourself into a hole that, it's only going to, even further deplete your energy and your motivation. So let's see what your general advice is. Hopefully we can find something in here for you guys. So we have the 5 of Swords. Okay. So, all right. We do have more air energy. So I feel like a lot of this is in your head. A lot of this is you guys hyping it up to be more or less than it is. You guys are hyping up the situation to be greater than you, and you are kind of lowering yourself and underestimating yourself, or you're not wanting to give yourself that opportunity to get hurt, but also the opportunity to kill it and to advance. So there's definitely conflict of some sort that is getting in your way. So I do feel like, you are scared for somewhat of a reasonable or somewhat of a, valid reason. Well, obviously all your feelings are valid, but I just mean that, it's hard. I do feel like you guys are feeling a bit more sensitive these days. I feel like past aggressions that were made against you, past conflict, past arguments and fights, they're kind of, you still haven't released them, you still haven't fully gotten over them, and every now and again, that's what holds you back. And I feel like, past hurt is just, it's something for you to hold on to. It's almost like an excuse, just like the excuse of, not trying so that you don't get hurt or you don't get rejected. I feel like that is a major thing here, and I feel like in order for you to really move on and to really forget about all this stuff and to grow as a person and to not have that, shadow hanging over your head all the time, hovering over you, bringing you down constantly, I feel like you need to release that anger. You need to release that pain. Stop trying to blame other people. Stop trying to blame yourself. Just let it go. You know, you don't have to keep trying to figure out what went wrong, trying to, you know, figure out all the reasonings behind it, figure out people's motives, do all these different things. Just let it go. I do feel like, you know, if you have something to be sorry about, then, you know, apologize. And if somebody is apologizing to you, accept that apology wholeheartedly and then get rid of it. Just get rid of those emotions. Just forget about it and focus on bringing in the positive. Even if that person or that situation, you know, isn't trying to apologize to you and isn't trying to make amends and to make things right, still let it go. Because you don't forgive somebody for them. You forgive somebody for your own heart, for your own peace of mind, for your own serenity. So regardless of what they're doing, regardless of what's going on, that's not your concern. You're only concerned about you. You're responsible for you at the end of the day, and they're responsible for them. You know, at the end, you know, the creator, whoever, you know, they will pass judgment. They will, you know, do whatever they gotta do. But right now, you're focused on yourself. Stop trying to be so judgmental. Because, again, that is not your job. That is not for you to say. We've all made mistakes, and we all are guilty of our own personal sins. So be a bigger person. Just let it go, because you're only hurting yourself. You're only shooting yourself in the foot by holding on to that negativity. Have a little bit of faith that, you know, what is right will happen at the end. You know, justice will be restored. But don't try to push, don't try to make it happen with your own two hands. Just leave it in, you know, in higher powers' hands, and, you know, just wipe your hands clean from the situation and move forward. Stop looking for excuses to hold you back because you're scared. Alright, Libras, the outcome card is the Lovers in the reverse position. Okay, so for some of you, literally, you know, time is running out, and maybe you haven't been honest with yourself that a relationship is not working, that you deserve better, that you have been lowering your standards a little bit, and that you've been afraid to walk away. And for some of you, Libras, this is the situation. Your advice is to let go of that pain and to move forward, because you're possibly in, you know, not even necessarily an unhealthy relationship, although, you know, that could be the case for some of you, but it's just you guys are not blending well together. You guys are not, you know, not really understanding each other. You guys are losing that closeness. And so maybe if some of you even just have to take a break, or just, you know, distance yourselves a little bit for the time being to work on yourselves separately, and then see what's going to happen down the line. So this is another major arcana card. I see lots of conflict here. Now, obviously, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate with you 100%. This is very specific sometimes for some people. So if, you know, I don't want to put any negative thoughts into your head. So if this does not apply to you, if this does not resonate with you, then just move on, move forward. So for some of you, you know, maybe there's been a change and you guys have been kind of wondering, you've been wondering if, you know, you can make it work. You've been wondering if, you know, you can let go of the past and you can start a new future. I do feel like you can let go of the past, but, you know, leave the past where it is in the past. Let the past pass you by. And that's it. You know, you want to be moving forward. I feel like some of you are holding on, like really grasping onto a situation that is dead, that has long been gone, and you need to heal from that because it's only preventing you. And I feel like you're using every excuse in the book, trying to, you know, trying to reach for any excuses, but it's just, it's getting sad now. It's getting to a point where, you know, you are fooling yourself, but you're not fooling anybody else, you know? Everyone else can see, and it's just you who is choosing to live in this ignorance. So for some of you, please learn to walk away, learn to accept the situation for what it is. Don't try to keep proving yourself, like trying to prove that, oh, I'm right and you're wrong. Just let it go. Don't hold on to that fighting energy. Just let it go. and, you know, have faith that things will work out and that the good will prevail, the truth will prevail, and that darkness will, you know, ultimately, you know, be expelled by the light, hopefully. But I feel like some of you are choosing to live in that darkness, and you guys are kind of wishing to stay kind of in that gray area because, you know, it's comfortable, it's safe, and you don't want to really face the truth. But I do feel like with this card here, all these cards actually, you guys, it's time to face the music. It's time to, you know, just see the truth for what it is and to come back to reality. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I hope that you resonated with those readings and that you found them helpful and that you found value in them as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you like this reading, then please let me know by giving it a thumbs up or commenting. I love hearing from you guys, and I would love to know more about you. And if you want a private reading, a personal reading with me, then send me an email, solitairethesailor@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to provide one of those for you. So until next time, have an amazing day, week, month. If I don't see you, have an amazing life, but I hope I'll see you back in my next video. So thanks again, and take care. Love you.